And good morning. Welcome to Let's Talk here on the Big Z. Mark Ellebracht in with you in this first hour today. Doug Jenkins will be along in hour two. We'll have a news update again at the top of the hour. Today's Let's Talk Business a little bit later on. Karen Wilson will be here from State Farm Insurance in Godfrey. We're going to talk all about coffee here in this first segment. Scooters Coffee, to be exact. Scooters in Godfrey and Glen Carbon. Bob Semptimphelter is the guest today. Bob is owner of the Godfrey and Glen Carbon Scooters location. Bob, welcome to the Big Z.
Thank you very much for having me.
Thanks for being here. Appreciate it. So we were chatting a little bit off the air about coffee and Karen out in the lobby about the coffee culture. We'll get to that as we go along. But just want to find out about you first off.
Sure.
How you got into business, where you're from originally, and then we'll get to where you are today.
Sure. So originally from New Jersey, grew up there. And went to college in Ohio, and then moved to Omaha, Nebraska. And that's where I first came into the scooters concept. They're based out of Omaha, Nebraska.
Okay. All right. And then so for scooters, it's a chain that developed out there. And how long have they been around?
Yeah. So they've been around since 1998.
Okay.
Started franchising in 98. It was started by Don and Linda Eccles.
Yeah.
When we signed, we were the first ones actually to sign in the state of Illinois to be a franchisee.
Okay.
As you've seen, it's exploded since then.
Absolutely right.
We're approaching 800 units nationwide.
So in the world of coffee, it's a lot has changed in the last 20 years. I was sharing with you, we have a family, my wife's family, they owned a coffee stand in the Seattle area, which sort of maybe given the right of the birth of coffee,
the Mecca.
At least the Mecca, I guess, with Starbucks, obviously. Yep. And it is true, there is a Starbucks across from a Starbucks in downtown Seattle. I couldn't believe it, just seeing that. Yeah. But they were part of some of the early mom and pops, and they owned a coffee stand. It was on a corner of a gas station parking lot for 7 or 8 years before they sold it. But at the time that they ran that, neither one of us had kids yet. And in the Midwest, you had to go to your local gas station or fast food place or just, a mom and pop restaurant to get a cup of coffee other than at home. So it wasn't like it is now.
Yeah, it's crazy. The explode. I don't know how to explain the fascination with it. With the drive-through coffee now, it's just the ease of just grabbing a quick cup and on your way. I guess it really has exploded. It's surprised myself.
So from growing up to college and then moving out to Nebraska, what was your background? Was business or what were you wanting to do?
I always wanted to own my own business. I didn't know what that really looked like. I worked in financial services for 15 plus years. Have all my licenses and stuff for that.
Okay.
But I always wanted to own my own business, and this just felt like the right fit, for our family. My wife was actually really the one that is the coffee person, right? When we were dating, she would always go, she would come visit in Omaha, and she was like, man, I really like this scooters. It's very, it's good. So then when we did our due diligence, we felt comfortable partnering with them and brought it to the area.
So was that on your radar? Because you said she's originally from Illinois.
Yes.
That you wanted to come back to Illinois?
Oh, yes. She was previously married with 2 kids.
Okay.
So she had to be here. And, I had to be here. So,
but you were the first ones to put scooters on the map.
We signed in actually December 31st of 2019. We signed the franchise agreement.
Okay.
And, we opened our first store in Glen Carbon, July of 21.
So how did COVID sidetrack or delay anything?
Yeah, we were we did have a lot of delays with respect to finding a location, getting things, up and running started, a little bit of, just a little bit of delays with that.
Yeah.
But we were very fortunate. The spots we have, they've been doing very well.
So you have the Glen Carbon location, then the Godfrey Road location here in the Riverbend area. You were talking about, is the Glen Carbon location, there are other coffee places around you?
Yeah. There's Starbucks right up Starbucks is right up the road. Yeah. Another location, Scooters location down the road from us in Maryville.
Yeah.
Another one down in Collinsville. But coffee's very, you want to be situated where it's easy for people aren't usually going to drive out of their way to grab a cup of coffee.
Right. So. And so was the idea to open more than one? I mean, you started in Glen Carbon. Yes. Did you start looking around elsewhere?
Yes, it was. We always had it on our radar to do more, expand our portfolio and do more than one. So
right. So Godfrey was the fit.
Godfrey was the fit. Yes, it was.
And I'm sure you heard, and when you opened, people said, well, we already have coffee.
Right.
Well, we already have everything, banks and restaurants. I mean, if business is good, you want to be there.
Correct. Yeah. People, I think, want variety.
Yeah. So what sets Scooters apart as a company, maybe first off? What was the attraction when you first got into partnering with Scooters? Yeah,
I knew they were on an expansion. They were growing pretty rapidly at the time. Like I said, 800 units. It just felt like, the owners were still heavily involved in the business. So we felt comfortable, getting involved with a company like that. Good product.
Yeah. And that was my next question. As far as the menu goes, every restaurant, drive-through, everybody does something a little bit different. So what does Scooters do? Is it just strictly drinks, or there's a little bit of food too?
Yeah, a little bit of food. Our food is very good. Pastries, made from scratch pastries at the bakery in Omaha, are shipped out to everybody nationwide. Drinks, our espresso is very good.
Yeah.
Good espresso.
And you tell me your wife is the driver of the coffee in your family.
Yeah, I'm a tea guy. Like, I like tea. So she's kind of the one that really is the coffee connoisseur, if you will.
Yeah. So you have to, depending on where the Scooters is located, where you are in Glen Carbon and Godfrey, you have competition, obviously. So what do you try to do to set yourself apart? Obviously, it's the taste that people come in for, but sometimes it's got to be more than that.
I mean, we're definitely known for our quickness through the drive-through, right? Our operations is very seamless, quick. Training, we have great employees. I mean, we've had employees from like day one, which is surprising in the food business, right?
Yeah.
We try to treat everybody well, and just that's kind of what try to set us apart,
Right. So how is it balancing being in both communities, the Glen Carbon, Edwardsville, the Alton Godfrey community? How have you balanced that?
Yeah. It's been great. I mean, it's definitely a little bit of a leap going from one unit to two. But we lean on our managers. We have a manager for each store. They do an excellent job. Like I said, employees are really top notch, and it's been no challenges really.
What was the biggest change or adjustment going from one to two?
That's a good question. I don't know. Probably just the, little bit of a distance, right? 25 minutes to get to Godfrey, but really, like I said, we've been very fortunate, really, with our staff. They've played an integral role in our development.
How hands-on are you as far as day to day? Do you let the managers handle that? Or do you jump in there to do much?
Yeah, I mean, I try to be involved, as much involved. They probably are like, stay out.
We're great. We're fine.
Yeah, we're good. But if they need me there, I know how to make the drinks. I'm barista certified.
Okay. Is that such a thing?
It is. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I can be hands off.
Yeah.
So,
and in this day and age, you mentioned employees. It's difficult on many levels. Food, especially. You hear from owners, managers saying it's hard to hire people, number one, and then keep people.
Right.
But it sounds like you've been able to.
Yeah, and I really haven't cracked that. I don't know what it is. I think it's an interesting job, right? It's a good job for kids or whomever.
Yeah.
I think we do a good job. We just treat our employees really well. We try to let them kind of do their thing. They get the job done. And we've been very fortunate with that though.
Yeah. And you have a product that people want. They're coming there specifically for that product, and it makes them happy.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that probably doesn't hurt.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. I mean, who doesn't like a cup of coffee, right?
Sure. Exactly. What are some of the things you're looking forward to now beyond these two locations? You're looking at others, ways to get back, partner the community. What's kind of the next 2-5 years?
So we're always trying to partner with the community that we're in, that we operate in. I like to say we really never say no to anything. We're always, if we need to do a dine to donate or something for any cause, we do it.
Yeah.
And as far as we're always looking for potential locations,
sure.
They've sold a lot of the territories though. So it's kind of difficult, finding new spots, if you will.
Right. And it seems that Scooters has, not the big Seattle chain we mentioned earlier. So we'll mention Scooters a lot.
Right.
The Omaha based chain. So it seems like they've found their niche in some smaller.
Absolutely. Yeah. The smaller communities they've done really well in. It's surprising. I mean, I think it surprised a lot of people that, because the bigger, coffee companies we're not focusing on the smaller communities, and there was an unmet need there, and I think they did a good job filling it.
Bob, for a few more minutes here talking about business, so just overall business, was this where you imagined you might be years ago as you were thinking about your career? And
that's a great question. I always wanted to own my own business. I didn't know what that really looked like, and this has been a good first start for us. You know what I mean? We're learning a ton. We haven't made any huge mistakes, so that's good. Knock on wood.
Right.
But yeah, we've been very fortunate.
And is your wife's background in business too, or does she do something else?
No, she works in the corporate world.
Okay.
Yeah. And speaking to her a little bit, I mean, she has just been tremendous with this, because this was really my kind of dream. And I didn't realize how much she has been involved and integral to us, because she's like great at the HR stuff.
Okay.
Like I didn't know what I was good at. Right.
Right.
I still, you find out when you get into something like this, what you're good at and what you're not.
Yeah.
I'm finding out that I'm not good at a lot of things. And she's like filled that void tremendously. So it's nice.
So back to the coffee menu. What have you found in this area, Godfrey, Glen Carbon? What do people like? What are we known for? Like, make sure the folks in this area have this, because this is popular.
Yeah, we sell a ton of iced drinks.
Sure.
I mean,
it's 103 outside.
Yeah, right. Right. That would make sense, right? You kind of look at people funny if they get a hot one, right?
I think so.
Yeah. No. Right. But yeah, I don't know. We just have, our products are pretty good.
Do you have any sway over what you serve, or is it kind of dictated by Scooters? Or
it is dictated by them.
Okay.
Yeah, it is. Absolutely. And I think they do a good job of, product innovation and whatnot. They just recently partnered with Oreo. So right now we have like a Oreo milkshake type thing that's delicious.
That's not a bad
Oreo
thing at all,
cake bites. Yeah.
Oh, well,
I know. I know. Got to be careful in moderation.
Yeah, exactly. Everything in moderation. All right. Okay. So your Godfrey locations is we're in the Riverbend area. What are your hours right now?
5:30 to 8 every day.
5:30 every day. Every day. So people get a coffee fix 6 p.m. They can check you out if you want to for that. But and then finally, what do you like about being in business here in this area right now?
It's just good. I don't know. That's a good question. We're serving the people. So I don't know. It's just a good spot.
Yeah. So, and what do you want to do next? Do you have any plans? I asked you the kind of a long range thing, but do you know what's next?
Don't really know what's next. Maybe another scooter spot if we can find a location.
Yeah. So they're hard to come by, because
they are hard to come by.
Pretty popular right now. Perfect. Yeah. All right. Where can people find Scooters if they've never been here in our area? Remind our listeners of our two locations.
So 5330 Godfrey Road and 4208 State Route 159 in Glen Carbon are the two that we own.
There you go. We'll support Bob and his wife and family, and support Scooters if you're looking for a great iced coffee maybe today with the warmth today and in the summertime. But Bob, good to meet you, and congratulations on the success.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate it.
All right, we'll pause here for a quick message. We'll continue with more Let's Talk Business. Karen Wilson from State Farm joins us after this quick break here on the Big Z.